Okay, so this is a attempt at a really quick basic video on how to use some basic things on Teams. I'm using this black computer as though I'm the presenter on the computer. I'm going to use my other laptop for someone in the audience, same login, but actually it would work even if I wasn't the same way. So first of all, to go to your meeting, if you've been sent an invite via email, you should have it on your calendar. So I'm just going to use an old meeting, which I should still be able to join. To join that. If you had any problems with audio at this point, this is the bits you need to change. So you can change device settings, for example. If you had headphones on there, you might want to put those on that bit. But I'm going to leave mine on my PC there. Okay, so I'm going to join without camera on, but if you want to turn your camera on, it's that bit. You can also go on your settings and put, when you've got camera on, put background filters so you can't see your own background if you want to. So joining now, I've got my mic on. And just because I'm pretending to be someone attending as well, I'm also going to join here. It will come up with a message now that wouldn't come up in reality. Yeah, so I'm already on the meeting on another device. You can join in the meeting from more than one device. For example, if you were doing a talk and no one was available to host it, you could have a meeting on phone as well, so you could keep an eye on the chat. From when you're slide sharing, you can't see the chat otherwise. So anyway, I'm going to join muted for now, because otherwise it will cause a lot of background noise. So for all intents and purposes, this is acting like someone else in the meeting here. Going back to the presenter screen. So say I wanted to record this meeting, I'd go here to these three dots and start recording. It does always take a little minute to think, and then it will show up on this bit here. Yeah, there you go, so you're recording. If I want to see who's appeared so far, put on the people, that's my participants. And so this is from a old meeting, so there's people who were at the meeting, but should someone have their hand up, you would see here. I'm just going to do that on myself there, on my other computer. So I'm raising my hand. So as you can see, it comes up an alert there and it shows you a little hand up there. So I'm going to unraise my hand to avoid any, as they call it, legacy hands. Okay, so my hand's been lowered. Now to share screen, so the share content box, and it will come up with this. Now this bit's really important. If you want to share any videos, etc., you need to make sure you click this include computer sound. So if you want to show any YouTube links, etc., etc., your video will be silent for everyone unless you click this. So I'm going to click that now. And anytime you go in and out of this box, you have to re-click that because it defaults to off. Now there's multiple options here, as you can see. So it's showing some of the windows I've got up, it's showing desktop, it's showing PowerPoints I've already got open. Now I wouldn't select PowerPoint. For some reason when you click PowerPoint, sometimes it will only show the starting slide because it opens in a new window. And particularly if you're going in and out of different, is to share desktop. But just being aware when you share desktop that people can see anything else up on your screen, so don't have any emails etc. up that you don't want seen. So sharing desktop. So going on to my audience computer, you can see you're now seeing my calendar because that was the last screen I was on. But obviously I want to get my presentation up, so I'm going to go into my presentation, which is here. And again, so I'm not slide showing yet, but you can see I'm already seeing that there. So again, just being aware, you can see everything that you're currently seeing on your screen. Say I want to play from the beginning. Okay, so you should be able to see now I'm on, this is the audience computer that we're flicking through. And as you can see on the presenter computer, you can't now see any faces or things should I have any up. So just to show that, I'm going to write something in the chat on my audience bit, but you won't be able to see it. I'm sure the people in this proof chat will appreciate this, not, but test. But you can't see it on this yet. So that's why it's useful to have someone hosting or to attend on a separate device so you can see the chat box. Now, should you want to play videos, so there's multiple ways. If you've got a hyperlink and your computer's properly set up, you should just be able to click on the link, and then when it opens that, you have to show this. I'm fairly sure it won't work on this computer because it defaults to Internet Explorer, which doesn't like the particular Twitter thing I've got here, but we can try. Yeah, so it doesn't like that. If you've got it open on another window, so just showing you, go down the bottom. If you've done it so you can't see the bottom to select another bit, you can press the little Windows button there. Sorry, I'm teaching to suck eggs, but that button there will allow you to open out other windows without closing your slideshow. So now you should be able to see that on my audience thing, you're seeing the exact thing I'm watching. So if I was to maximize whatever video I want, it's maximized on that too. And I'm just going to unmute my sound for a minute on my audience thing. You wouldn't need to do this if you were obviously doing it properly, but this is just because I'm in the same room. This will create horrible echo in a minute, but just to show you that the sound should now work. So yeah, as it's saying, it's going to basically cause echo.
Oh. Okay. Is this your first pediatrics rotation?
So I've just turned off the audio there now just to stop the echo. But I think that showed that it was going across both things.
Hi there, I'm the new med student.
You can see there's a bit of lag between the two screens, so it's worth bearing that in mind, and that's even in the same house. Okay, so stopping this, although it's a great video by the way. So if I wanted to go back to the presentation I already opened, just hover over your PowerPoint and you can see my slideshows there. So I could just carry on. A few more advanced things to be aware of if you want, so don't feel you need to listen to these bits. You do have the capacity to do things like whiteboards that people can see across Teams. So if I stop sharing now, so stop sharing, share whiteboard. It does take a minute to work. So this is obviously my presenter screen. So we want to do a nice smiley face. I am not good at art. And you can see it's gone across to my audience. So this can be good for doing things like diagrams and stuff without having to try and point cameras at the right bit, point cameras at paper. But I said there is a little bit of lag to it. So I'm going to stop sharing that now. So at the end, if you want to look at things, it's best to stop sharing the screen and to go back into the conversation to see that, to see any of the participants, any hands up, etc. It is good to stop recording before leaving, because sometimes if you don't end the meeting properly, the recording will just keep going and you just get loads of dead stuff at the back, and anyone who does hang around in the meeting might not realise they're being recorded, which has happened before. So stop recording. If you then wanted to see the recording at any point, either in the meeting or not in the meeting, it will appear in the chat there. It often comes up with a fail to upload. It doesn't actually matter if it uploads or not, it will be in the chat for something like 21 days, but you do have a time limit on it and you can just download from there and it comes as a video. I think that's all the basic things. I'll just show you that when you leave. So if I go to my chat now, there you go. So there's your meeting, which you can pull from there. And that will be the case with any recorded meeting. So for example, if I just tick on a random previous one, there you go. So that's been recorded, so that's appeared there. And you can also now actually, just to point as well, you can get attendance reports of everyone who attended, which is a new function they've added recently. There are other things you can do. There's otherwise uploading PowerPoint, but I think that's the simplest, easiest, and works best for switching between screens. I hope that helps.